Yeah.
And how does Ronnie spend time today? Like, how much time does which business take up?
So I'm not very big at breaking up time. I think the elasticity, I think I've been blessed with keeping my feet on the ground most of the time. I think I've been blessed by not being spoiled with a lot of fundraising from time to time, which I think really corrupts people and corrupts minds and corrupts businesses and corrupts many other things. But I've also been most blessed that I enjoy everything that I've done. So I think my media part, to do that and the level at which you do it, and I think what I'm doing right now, whether it's our not-for-profit foundation or whether it's going back and doing a little bit of storytelling in the movies, mostly with the skilling and workforce development and learning platform that we're trying to build globally, and a little bit having fun with sports teams like the Kabaddi one.
You both have a sports team, right? In the same league.
We both have two sports teams technically, because we
Kabaddi?
also own table tennis.
Table tennis.
It's a smaller property, but still fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever like, I mean, I know you don't play Kabaddi. I'm hoping the answer is that. Like, but table tennis you must enjoy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried Kabaddi?
Kabaddi for me would go back a long time, right?
Jay is young. Jay can still...
I mean, unfortunately not young enough. I've played a little bit.
Right.
But that's more just after the team happened and then trying to, you know, see what it is.
Are they nice to you and don't really go hard on you because you're their boss?
Thankfully, yes. Because it is a rough sport.
Yeah.
And I don't think I appreciate how rough it is.
Yeah.
Till you
get out there
and you realize it's an incredible game.
Yeah.
I think we both have really bonded and spent lots of time together.
Would you?
But that's a good example of what you just asked of how do you take and build a brand on something, right? Because if you take that game, it's always been a great game, especially from an Indian sport point of view. But to take it out of the sort of muddy and put it on a mat and put some lights on them. And then just one or two tweaks to the rules of the game where every third time you have to score versus you can just come in and go out and not score has changed the entire perception. Just those two factors have taken popularity of a sport from X to 10X, 20X.
No, I'm intrigued. The last time Jay was in town, he had come for a Kabaddi game. So we were talking about it. And it seems like the learning curve or the amount of money you need to set up a Kabaddi game is not as high as many other sports.
Yeah.
You don't need a stadium like cricket and football. And if you're close to the action, it does... I see the appeal at some level.
Yeah. I mean, in India, sports is quite different. There, if you're in the US, you need to own a stadium, you need to own the infrastructure. Here, you don't need necessarily, even in cricket, to necessarily own the venue. And they're normally quite segregated. But yeah, I think...
Have these teams become profit-making now?
Yes. But it depends on how you account for it in terms of allocated cost and how much non-discretionary spend you are doing in terms of, are you building a youth program? Are you doing scouting? Are you investing in building any physical infrastructure? So maybe also Ronnie is in Mumbai, I'm in Pune. His fixed cost tends to be a little higher.
Yeah. Yeah. But right now, I think we're all having more fun than the monetary gains from it, I would say.
I agree.
Do you think, because you both have a bird's eye view on Kabaddi, do you see cricket losing the kind of viewership with the newer generations than it did in for people in their 30s and 40s? What about the youngsters?
I don't think so. I think there is enough space in India for multiple sports to coexist. And I think cricket is around to stay. You can never say forever. If you look at a sport like baseball, for example, in the US, it is on a steady kind of declining trend. But the US still has 4 major sports. And for me, it's more about the fact that they emphasize different elements of human skill. You think about a baseball that's a little more like cricket, a basketball that is about a height, reflexes, endurance, intensity. American football, you'll often see some of those footballers are fat, and there's a whole host of different skill sets on a football field. The act of going to a football game is like an all-day event, 2 hours from the city, as opposed to a basketball game, which is like going to a movie. I see the same kind of thing manifesting itself in India. Same thing in the UK with rugby, cricket, football. Kabaddi is very different from cricket in the kind of elements of human skill that it emphasizes. And it's a very different viewership proposition. It's a shorter game. It's a 40-minute game. It's a very high-intensity, 30-second piece. And I think that's what makes it exciting. And you can go for a kabaddi game as a family, like you would for a movie in the evening, see it and come back.
Right. Hi, I'm Nikhil Kamath. I'd love to know what you thought of the episode. Comment, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.